They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That good for 22 and a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Hey, lock it.
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
The ball on the 8. Still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7. Etienne up the middle. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Lawrence will throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Now McManus will line up for the field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by McManus is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. There he goes, right side. He will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field, and they'll accept that penalty. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. Saw the linebacker Damone Clark coming through with a stop.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Etienne once more. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. 46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Well, they opted not to run it. They completed the pass on 3rd and 2, but they lost yardage to bring up 4th.
Well, give credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They snuffed out the play, but it does bring into question, 1, the play call, because they didn't run the ball there. They could have run it. And 2, just not getting it. That's got to be deflating for them.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing it. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Pollard going to try the right side. And he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the 2nd drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they have the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team, because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it is the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical, because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard.
And that's a gain of 6 on the first down run.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So still 14 yards to go, second down. Here's Pollard again.
And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. They'll get 6 on the play, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ross. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now Prescott on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Jags take over in terrific field position.
Come on, sit.
A handoff running left is ETN.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39.
Neville Gallimore on the stop.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Play action. It's Lawrence.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in.
Lawrence hit and the ball is free.
It's picked up by the Cowboys, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
Get him. Here we go, 47.
Prescott now after the fumble recovery. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Schultz. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
47.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jags are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
To throw again on second down. Lawrence. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. This is intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Cowboys are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Following the interception, here's Prescott. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Final play of the half, Prescott. And that is incomplete. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went in at the half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
Going to run again here with Pollard. And he loses the football a second time. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So the opposite of what they envisioned when they left that locker room, a turnover on the opening drive of this third quarter.
I like your identification there, because that's exactly what they discussed in the locker room before they came out on the field. Let's get the ball, let's go down and score, put some points on the board and feel good about it. Not an insurmountable lead, but definitely not how they saw it at halftime.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On second down, ETN once more.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That second down play nets a -4.
You think about this strong safety position. They're the more bulkier guys in the free safety, but that time great athleticism to hustle in and break up that play.
Leo!
On third down, Lawrence.
And this is going to be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
The kick by McManus is good.
And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive with a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
11 yards and a Cowboy first down. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They'll run for it with Pollard. And he will be out of bounds, well shy of the marker. So that's a turnover on downs. Great job defensively.
And that makes him now 0 for 3 on 4th down attempts.
A lot of people would say they're showing a lot of guts going for it this many times on 4th down. I think they have to start thinking with their head a little bit more than with their gut and their emotions because it's not working for them. They've got to figure out what's been going wrong.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Lawrence. Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Picked off by Damone Clark.
Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Going deep downfield for Ross. Touchdown, Cowboys. John Ross with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cowboys strike quickly here to tie up the ball game. Marr on for the extra point. And this puts them on top by a penny. It's 14-13.
Next to score, Cowboys 14, Jaguars 13.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
On second down, ETN once more.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead is up to 8.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN.
And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
That's good for a Jaguars.
Throw left side, complete to Ingram.
Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll make it second down.
1 yard gain brings up second and 9. 35-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On second and 9, Lawrence. He'll find ETN out of the backfield.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Jaguars on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Lawrence to throw. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive.
But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
Now Lawrence on first down. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up second down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Lawrence's throw into the hands of Kirk. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. And not able to get it that time. He hit on 6 straight passes. Not there, second down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
But to throw again is Lawrence. That one complete downfield to Kirk. Touchdown! Christian Kirk, 32 yards. And the Jags have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
Well, there's some excitement, right? Go for 2. And instead it gets picked off. And how about the return? Give them a lot of credit, though, for not giving up after the play.
Yeah, the troops rally.
Exactly. And getting back there and making the tackle and not giving up 2 points themselves.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with that last touchdown, I mean, we're set up for a good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game. You're in the 4th quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because in these situations, what do? Do you run the ball and kill the clock here? Or do you try and bury them with another score? And how about defensively? Do you use your timeouts at earliest opportunity? Or wait till you hit the 2-minute warning? So there's a lot going into this one. Let's see how each side goes about their strategy.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. Prescott yet again. Prescott able to get down there at the end on the slide, and he has the first as well.
Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A big play there on the catch and run, and it's going to yield a new set of downs. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown. Now a give here to Pollard. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Well, Prescott here to throw.
Near the sideline, this is Schultz.
Touchdown, Cowboys! Dalton Schultz from 4 yards out.
And the Cowboys are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the fourth quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Deshaun Wright. And the Cowboys will take over here just shy of the 30.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
55 rushing yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take it.
Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
But I think it's about time I took my eyes off of the secondary or the guys with the football. How about the offensive line on that snap? They took care of business.
Absolutely, and when he can stay in the pocket like that.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Cowboys extend this fourth quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now.
37, Jaguars 19.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second. Well, somebody...
Hello, new world, all the boys and girls. I got some...